Did you know that there are over 8 million abandoned stray and unwanted animals living in the United States alone? And every year, between 3 and 4 million dogs and cats have to be put to sleep for lack of resources. Today, I'm going to be trying to influence you to adopt an animal. I will be talking about the reasons you should adopt an animal, why you shouldn't support puppy mills, and about my experience adopting. Most people have a love for animals. Whether they are a dog person or a cat person, most people have that love. What most people don't know is how many dogs and cats are dying each year so we can get purebred animals, or what I call it, name brand animals. So today I'm going to begin with the reasons why you should adopt from our local animal shelters. I would like to start by giving a little information about our local animal shelter. The standard adoption fee ranges from $50 to $150 for dogs and $60 for cats. They get animals from a variety of ways. First, the animals can be dropped off at their locations, or they can get a call to go pick one up. And then the last would be if one of the workers found a stray animal somewhere. We have a variety of shelters in the Shreveport-Bossier area, but Pet Savers Adoption is the only place that is open from 12 to 4 every day of the week. All of the adoption pets undergo a health examination when they arrive and are current on all their vaccinations. The adult animals have been rabies vaccinated and go out with a rabies tag. To support their mission, the adult animals are spayed or neutered before adoption, and those that are not go out with a voucher to have the procedure done. You may be wondering what all these shelters have to offer. So not only do our local shelters have a wide variety of breeds, including purebred, they have more than just puppies and kittens. They also have beautiful cats and dogs, ranging from adolescence to adulthood. This puts shelters in the ideal position to match every family's expectations and requirements to find the right pet for their particular circumstance. Most shelters also have other rescued animals besides dogs and cats. You may be thinking, why adopt? The main reason I feel like everyone should adopt an animal is because our shelters are overpopulated. Many shelters do not have enough food or living space to keep the animals for long periods of time. With that being said, if an animal has been at the shelter for a certain number of days without a call from its owner or someone wanting to adopt it, the shelter has to make a tough decision on whether or not to keep it. This is simply because they lack resources. Even the animals that are there are getting the minimum amount of food to try and make it last. Most of the workers in the shelters are volunteers, and all the food is donated. Now I would like to explain to you why you shouldn't buy from a puppy mill. Some of you may not truly know what a puppy mill is, so I'm going to give you some information. A puppy mill is a large-scale commercial dog breeding operation where profit is given priority over the well-being of the dogs. Breeding at puppy mills is performed without consideration of genetic quality, and some puppy mill puppies are sold to pet shops, usually through a broker or a middleman, and they are marketed as young as 8 weeks of age. Other puppy mill puppies are sold directly to the public, including over the internet, through newspaper ads, and even at flea markets. There are many health and behavioral problems associated with puppy mills. Illness and disease are common in dogs from puppy mills. Because puppy mill operators often fail to apply proper husbandry practices that would remove sick dogs from their breeding pools, these puppies are prone to congenital and hereditary conditions. Fearful behavior and lack of socialization with humans and other animals are typical of puppy mill dogs. Puppies born in these mills are typically removed from their litter mates and mothers at just 6 weeks of age. We all know that the first few months of a puppy's life are critical for socialization purposes. Spending that time with their mother and litter mates helps prevent puppies from developing problems like extreme shyness, aggression, fear, and anxiety. Now I would like to explain how the animals are treated in the puppy mills. Puppy mills usually house dogs in overcrowded and unsanitary conditions. Without adequate veterinary care, food, and water, puppy mill dogs do not get to experience treats, toys, exercise, or even basic grooming. To minimize waste cleanup, dogs are often kept in cages with wire floorings that injure their paws and legs. And it is not unusual for cages to be stacked up in columns. I wanted to end today with my success story of saving a life. My junior year of college, I decided that I wanted to go to Louisiana Tech in Ruston. And since it was my first true experience of living on my own, I wanted to get a four-legged companion. After many Sundays of looking in the paper and even going to visit some owners, I still wasn't set on one dog that I just had to have. But one day, my friend mentioned going to our animal shelter and looking at their animals, and I can still remember I was pretty hesitant at first. I always had the name brand or purebred dog growing up, so I didn't think I would be interested in what I thought would be a mutt. Almost a year and a half ago, I adopted a dog from that animal shelter in Ruston. Once I stepped out of the car, I spotted one and knew immediately that I needed it. After I agreed to sign the papers on him, the lady told me that he had been at the shelter for a while, with no nibbles on finding a new owner, and that just broke my heart. In my mind, this meant that I had found the dog for me. Ever since that day, he truly has been my best friend, and it has been one of the best decisions I have ever made. Many of us neglect strayed animals or even forget that they're an option when we are looking for our next pet. Today I'm here to persuade you to make them a priority when you are considering adding a four-legged family member. I would like to introduce you to the dog that saved my life, Beamer. To you, he may not be the cutest dog that you have ever seen, but he is the sweetest and laziest, as you can see, dog I've ever met. And the experience will lighten up your life. It'll make you feel good about what you have done for that animal. I can honestly say that my dog is forever grateful for what I did. So today, let's recap on what we have learned. We've learned reasons why we should adopt, why we should not buy from puppy mills, and about my adopting experience. I'm going to end with this. You may think when you decide to adopt an animal that you are going to have a huge impact on their life. And in some ways that's true. But overall, they are going to have the biggest impact on your life. Thank you for watching our speech. I hope you enjoyed it.